Looks like I'm in an Uber.
Hey guys, it's Jess. What's up? Welcome back. Today we are doing a come thrift with me vlog. Now today we are checking out Pavement, which I have seen just all over social media. I've heard about it word of mouth. It is, I would say, arguably the trendiest thrift store right now in Austin. Now I have not been here yet. This is my first time going. I thought it would be cool to do like a first impressions, checking it out, seeing what they have. And based on what you guys voted over on Instagram, I was between if I should go try to thrift summer trends or if I should try to thrift my Pinterest board. And I think it was 67 or 70% of you guys voted for my Pinterest board. So types of things I'll be looking for today include summer mini dresses, rad funky pants. I really want to see if I can find like a hibiscus dress or halter type of top. Those are so trendy right now and I've been seeing them all over Pinterest. I've loved them. Any sort of cool vibey button-ups, cool fabrics. I think there's actually really good hope of finding some gems here, but enough talking. Let's head inside and see what we can find.
We're driving down the boulevard, cruising with the windows down, feeling like we run this town. Your song is on the radio, the one you always like, the one that always gets you psyched. We've been drinking all the cheap wine all night, acting stupid but it feels so right. I know that we will all be just fine, but tonight I just wanna dance it off, ignore the world with me tonight. Wanna dance it off, put your body next to mine. I can't get the smile off my face. Don't really have a reason why, but I don't even have to try. This feeling is here to stay. Let's keep it going all night. Don't stop till we see sunlight. We've been drinking all that cheap wine all night, acting stupid but it feels so right. I know that we will all be just fine, but tonight I just wanna dance it off, ignore the world with me tonight. Wanna dance it off, put your body next to mine.
Hello friends, I am back home. It's actually been like a day or two, so what's up? I have many thoughts about the thrift store. I will save those to the end so we can jump right into the haul because I know that's what so many of you guys are here for. First up, we have got a groovy, vibey, kind of like Hawaiian print-esque top. It's actually more floral than Hawaiian print, though there are hibiscuses. This is actually quite similar to some of the prints and styles that were on my Pinterest board, so this I was super hyped to find. It's kind of like a crepey linen texture. I really dig it. It's from Alfred Dunner originally. I love the vibe of this one. I think it definitely brings in all of the summer energy. Next up, we've got a cutie midi skirt that I think is very Phoebe Buffay Friends inspired, like season 1 kind of skirt. I love the colors of this. It's just so fun. It's bright, it's vibrant, and it's groovy and wavy all in one. Next up, we've got a piece that I think is just very quintessentially 90s fashion. It is a midi skirt. The blue and the purple I think is just so incredibly 90s. This kind of vibe and color palette with the Gecko brand, this was it. This was truly it. And when I saw this, I was elated because it has that surfery, coastal, retro, vibey, wavy kind of thing that I have been loving lately. I say this as I wear like a completely neutral outfit, but I promise you guys, I have been branching into color and prints and styles and statement pieces, and it's been a really exhilarating time for me. Oh, there are also pockets! What a gem. But next up, I think is my favorite piece, or at least like one of my top 3 favorites. Actually, she says it Dvf Fist and big. That's how you're actually supposed to say it. But this Dvf Wrap Dress in the prettiest lilac shade. It has a 3/4 length sleeve, which I love for my petite height. I love the print on this. I love the color. I love wrap dresses in general. And Dvf Fist and big has truly gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. This is the only piece that I'm like, was I obsessed with this or did I just buy it because it was one of the first pieces I found and then I had it in my basket and I kind of forgot about it until the end when I was already paying and then I had it. I think it's cool, but I'm also just like kind of less excited about. It has a very men's tie print to it and it is cute. It definitely has like a Marvelous Miss Maisel kind of energy with the silhouette. And again, like I like it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I think if I had really gone through my basket, if I didn't have all of the anxieties I ended up with towards the end of the shopping trip, I think I probably would have taken it out. But it is a really pretty vintage piece. It's from the brand Schrader Sport. Next up is a very fun piece. This is actually my husband's favorite piece. And I think this is also in my top 3. Next up, we've got this Gauzy Maxi dress. It's in a navy shade, and the thing my husband and I both loved about this piece is the whimsical pattern on this. It is so cute. It's got these little stick people, and they're all doing different things. We've got like a little teacher who's doing the ABCs, and someone who's laying in the grass. Well, there's no grass there, but she's like laying on her tummy and she's reading, and then someone's sitting crisscross applesauce, and then there's ballerinas, and then there's like a little kid looking in the mirror at the reflection, and it's just so cute. This, when I saw it, it really reminded me of a dress that like a kindergarten teacher would wear, like if Miss Honey had a little bit more of, not a grungy style, but like a darker color palette for her wardrobe. This is definitely something she would wear with like a little white tee underneath. And I think it's just so cute. Next, we've got another midi skirt. If there was one thing that Pavement did right, it was having a plethora of midi skirts. I often find that at thrift stores and even at vintage stores, there's very few and far between for midi skirts. So seeing an abundant selection was very exciting. So I picked up this one. This, I feel like, is something I will wear a lot during fall. I don't think it's really like a summer piece for me, but when I saw this, I just pictured it being perfect for fall. So I figured I'd pick it up, save it for my collection. And our final clothing piece before we move on to 2 accessories is the other one in my top 3 favorite pieces. We've got this very like Lily Pulitzer style floral pant. And this is not Lily Pulitzer, it's actually from Talbot's, but the very bright colored floral pattern meets kind of energetic print has actually kind of been growing on me. And when I saw these, I just thought this was really cool. I liked the fun energy with it. I like the pockets. I like the cut. They're high-waisted. I just think these are going to be really cool to style for summer. Continuing on with the haul, it's actually a different day. I was editing the footage and the audio just didn't record. So we're going to finish up the haul. So next up, we've got this fabulous pair of heels. Now, when I saw these, they immediately gave me Sex and the City, Samantha Jones kind of a vibe. The hot pink, the embellishment, the strappy sandal heel details. I thought it was just super fun, very Y2K vibes. And I love Samantha's style in Sex and the City so much. It's fun, it's confident, it's got a lot of chutzpah. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but that's the word we're gonna go with. And when I saw these, I just had to swoop on them. And the final item in today's haul is this little pair of cherry earrings. They are just like kind of one of those things that I think a lot of thrift stores kind of just have by the register, like sunglasses or jewelry or whatever else for impulse buy reasons. And on that note, that's today's haul. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the things I picked up. I feel like though the prices were a little bit higher, I feel like it does kind of correlate with the type of store it is, like where it's a curated, thrifted, trendy, vintage store. I feel like it's, again, very similar to Uptown Cheapskate or Crossroads Trading or Buffalo Exchange. But now it's time to get into my actual thoughts of pavement, because I have a lot. First things first, know before you go. Number one, they do not have shopping carts. That is something I always just kind of consider when I'm going to thrift stores, and I feel like it's just good information to know. They had little hand baskets. I feel very fortunate that I did not have any bad pain that day, so I didn't have to use my cane. But I just think about that if you were using a cane, or maybe it just was easier for you to like walk or move around or just exist having a cart, or even if it just comes down to like shopping and having a place for your things to go, it does make it harder to not have carts, but it's not like it's something unusual. A lot of thrift stores don't have carts, so just something to know. Thing number two to know, their parking lot is very, very small, and it's also off of Lamar Street, which is a very, very busy street, and it's kind of hard to get into and it's kind of hard to get out of. It's a little bit dangerous. It's just like one of those things where you have to kind of turn and there's always oncoming traffic, and you're also turning out into oncoming traffic. It's likely that some of the best times to go would be weekdays or maybe earlier in the day on weekends, just in non-peak hours. Thing to know, number three, this is probably the thing that most affected my experience, and that was the music. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have seen the previews that I showed on my Instagram story. It was super loud. Like, this is the loudest music. It was louder than early 2000s Abercrombie and Hollister. It was just so loud. I am someone who genuinely loves music so much. I love so many genres of music. I'm always cool with that ever being on, but this was the kind of music, I don't even know who the artist was. I wish I knew who the artists were who were playing so I could kind of give you guys a vibe. But it just was like so angry, and it'd be fine if it was like a lot lower. But the fact that it was so loud, it made me feel like my brain was going to melt out of my ears. I go to concerts all the time. I have been in several like mosh pits. I've been right at the front of the stages. I've been right in front of speakers. I've been like places where it is super duper loud, but I've never had that kind of experience where it's just like, oh my gosh. And when I posted about this on my story, one of you guys like described it so perfectly. I got a DM saying, when I went to that thrift store, I just felt so overstimulated that I just could not wait to leave. And I think that encapsulates my experience perfectly. It was just so overstimulating. Like, I really tried to leave as quick as possible. I feel like they had some pretty decent gems, but they were hidden in a lot of stuff. And that brings me to my next point. There was just so much stuff on every single rack. And now, given they were about to have their big $1 sale that they do every, I think, last Sunday of the month. Everything I think is $1. I don't know. Could be interesting. So it may have been in like preparation for that where the racks were just super full. I don't know for comparison. My experience was the racks were just so freaking full that every time you even tried to like move one or two pieces, 2 or 3 pieces would fall onto the floor. And it wasn't just like that happened once, that probably happened about 15 times to me. I dropped so many garments on the floor and I had to like rehang them back up and put them back. But it was just so full that it just made for a more stressful experience. And then if you pair that with like holding the little hand basket, you know, you're just dropping things, you're trying to hold the basket, your basket's getting full. It's just kind of like, there's so much going on at once, kind of an experience. Furthermore, I went on a Saturday, which honestly, regrets. On a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 being US Open Huntington Beach weekend, or in Texas terms, like Galveston, the Strand on a summer Saturday, and 0 is just like super empty, dead. I would say it was like a 70%. They were like these teenage boys who were making fun of me for filming, and they were like pointing at me and like whispering in each other's ears, but not like really whispering. And then they were just like making me feel really uncomfortable and laughing about like me holding a camera. And obviously that's in no control of the thrift store. It just happened to be the people there. This one teenage guy completely shouldered me out of the way so he could look at a rack. And I wasn't even in the men's section. And then just stood in front of me, and I was like, WTF. Several people like pushed past me or shoved me out of the way. And again, it wasn't like the most busy ever, but I think people just didn't give an F. Nobody said excuse me. Nobody said, oh, do you mind if I look? And again, that's in no control of the thrift store, but it made for a very anxiety driven experience. On top of that, like with the music, with things falling on the floor, with me, even though I went through like every single super packed rack, I didn't find like the most stuff, and I was ready to like, you know, put some bills down, and I still did. I still spent like $160, but I was actually kind of like thinking that I would find more. Honestly, the day I left, I thought about like filming on the day, and I tried to, but then my camera was being on the fritz and it was hot. Y'all, I would have ripped it to pieces. It was such a bad experience for me, and I left and I was like, yeah, I'm never going back there. But again, that's my personal experience. Everybody has different personal experiences. It might have just been the day. It might have just been like the vibe. I don't know. Who knows? But for me, that was definitely the worst thrifting experience I have ever had. I have been to well over 100 thrift stores, from being a kid to being a teenager to being an adult. And now it being a part of my job, I've been to many, many thrift stores. That was my least favorite experience. So, just wanted to share the tea. Now, let's move into some positivity. Let's get some positive vibes back in the air, and let's move into our quote of the day segment. You are one decision away from a completely different life. Whether that's, you know, taking that risk towards the new job promotion, or quitting your job, or even reading a new book. Like, reading a book and finding something that just resonates with you so completely could lead you to just like a series of decisions that brings you to a completely new life. So I want to encourage you guys to take risks, to try different things, to say yes, to say no, to say, I don't have space for that in my life. That is the mindset and the vibe I want you guys to carry into the week. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this Thrift with Me, thrift haul, try on, review extravaganza. There was a lot going on in this, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want to keep up with me throughout the week, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Neistadt. I don't think I have anything else to say for today, so I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. I love you all lots, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!